And we're back with another episode of The Real Rides with
Views and Vibes.
Views and Vibes. The weather's not being so, it's not working with us right now, but we still got to shoot.
So today we want to talk about building your brand through Instagram. Or I guess social media in general. Yeah, so building your brand on social media, the pros, the cons, and from two different sides, right? So his versus mine, stuff, you know, that I have issues with that he doesn't have issues with. So it's just good from two different sides of it to kind of see. You
get two different type of perspective of where, you know, I have the advantage where I was able to build most of my following due to playing basketball in the NBA for 11 years and now crossing over to the real estate, kind of still using basketball in the forefront to kind of help me bring in this new venture that I have going on. And for you, as being a female reinventing herself, I always find it harder for females to put themselves out in social media and to actually to get the response they want. I mean, I know you can elaborate a little bit more on that.
So I guess I'll kind of chime in. You know, from a female's perspective, it's a little bit harder. Like he said, he already had a following. He established his name, you know, due to being in the sports world. I also did stuff in the sports world, but it wasn't like that, you know, and even in broadcasting, unless you're with a really big platform, your name really isn't that much out there. So when you're starting a brand and you're recreating yourself and it's starting from the bottom, it's a lot harder to branch out and to get the following that you're looking for. And especially for me, because, you know, I'm trying to build my brand, not so much just me personally, a personal page. I'm trying to build my brand's page and really trying to get it to go to the next level. So it can be a little bit frustrating when I'm doing all the tactics and doing all the things that you should do to create that following that you want. Again, it's something that you have to stay consistent with. We're always preaching about consistency. And it's easy to kind of get sidetracked and feel like, man, you know, it's not getting the kind of reaction that I want. You know, maybe it's not working. And then you look at it from another point of view and you're like, you know, the people that I do see that have a large following or that are getting interaction, and I have nothing against it at all, but for females, it's mostly like females who don't have much on, or it's more, you know, body focused, body related. And of course they're getting a lot of interaction. And again, I say, no big deal. You know, I'm all for whatever anybody wants to do, but my brand isn't so much about my body. So I'm not trying to like sell it that way. So it's a lot tougher, you know, for a female to build a brand and to not put herself out there in that sense just to get some interaction. So that's where I'm at with that.
I think, you know, a few tips where you can help your brand and help it be successful. I think, well, first of all, I mean, you have to be very patient with the whole process. You know, building a brand is not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to be patient. You have to be, like you alluded to earlier.
I like that word. It's a good one.
About being consistent. And, you know, one thing is, you know, whatever, producing content is definitely a must, but whoever sees it and whoever is liking it or whoever is writing a comment, take the time of day. I think it's very important. I mean, it's, you know, take an hour out of the day of just responding to people's DMs, responding to people's comments, going to other people's pages on your field and commenting on their work, and or reposting some of their work. I think that's very important in building a brand and getting that interaction. You know, the followers that you do have, just spend time with those 5-10 followers. If you got 10 followers, just acknowledge those 5-10 followers and I promise you, the more you continue to put out content and the more you interact with people, more people are going to see that. And that's a way where you can build your brand or build your following. And
I completely agree with that. And those are things that I think that I do now. Of course, I could always do them more. And I guess, so this whole conversation too is, you know, don't get discouraged. And also, you don't have to follow, especially from a female's point of view, you know, you don't have to follow what every other female on Instagram is doing or putting out. I mean, you just gonna have to do it your own way, and it might take a little bit longer, you know, and there is a difference between the males and the females on Instagram. It just is what it is. I call it like it is because, you know, you as a professional, there's a lot of men as professionals who can just go on Instagram, talk, create content, and it's their face and it's what they're talking about, and all of those things capture an audience. And especially like for you coming from sports, you have that following because people know you in the sports world, right? And now you're transitioning and other people are catching on because they already kind of know your name. So you have already that impact. But for a female, it's like, if you're not, you know,
taking
showing
your
yourself or, you know, or just, you know, if you're scrolling through something and you see boobs or a butt, you're probably going to pause and be like, hey, what's this about? And if you're scrolling and you're seeing like a home remodeled, chances are it's not going to get
it's not as attractive.
No, it's not. It's just not. And I call it like what it is because that's what it is. And again, I have nothing against anything like that. It's just my brand isn't about that. So it's a little bit tougher. So if you're female and you're business oriented and you're really trying to get your brand out there, don't feel discouraged. We're in the same boat. You know, I'm starting from scratch. I'm building new. I'm not doing what I used to do, and that's okay. It's part of recreating myself. And I talk to him about it all the time because that pressure is there, you know, like maybe I should do something else to kind of, you know, get the following, but that's not what it is, and that's not what it should be about. So this is what brought on this whole conversation.
Yeah, and I think just consistency. You got to be consistent, and I'm telling you, it would definitely show. Your work and the time you put in would definitely show, and it will attract more people to follow. But I think that's good enough for today. Right. That was a good topic to discuss.
And also, if you guys have any suggestions or, you know, anything that you want to add to this, feel free to comment on our video and let us know what you guys think. And if you have any tips or suggestions, so we're always open to that.
Yeah, let us know. Reach out. But we out of here.
All right. Have a good week.
Peace.